Okay, ShopDog and I are heading out. It is 10 below and rather chilly. Oh yeah. So let's go see how it is in the shop. Yeah, ShopDog's gonna run around for a minute, but he'll come let me know. Yeah, let's see if it's warm in here. Yeah, it's reasonable. It's pretty reasonable. Get some lights on. So I'm going to try to finish that up. So yeah, 53 here, which is what we set it at. And 52 right here, so it's running. So yeah, it's chillish, but you know, it is what it is. It's not 40, it's not 30. So you can see when I went in for New Year's Eve, that's where we left off. So we'll try to get back to it. Okay, so we now have our ground eye on the flipper, and we are getting ready to connect all of these, ground out all the lugs, get everybody connected, get zip ties wherever they need to be, and then hang that license plate flipper. So that should be interesting. Okay. After way too much time trying to figure out how to do all that and reach all that laying on the ground, I'm going to write a big sticky note and put under there saying tidy up wires next time it's up on a lift where I can actually reach and see things. It's just very difficult to get at some of that. So I have grounded. Oh, you can't see. Let me get a light. So up here, you can see I've run 2 of the grounds. I've still got to do that ground, but you can see those wires. I can see where I want them clipped. It's too difficult to do it from laying on my back and reaching up into that. So the next time it's on a lift, we'll bundle those wires up neater. So let's keep going. Okay, so right now I've got my little portal power pack grounded to a nice ground, and then just using the correct pins, so nothing crazy going on, I have power going to the fuse, you know, the other side of the fuse that goes to B plus on the license flipper. In my hand is the one that I hope is on the right side that goes to ignition on the flipper. So if you're seeing this, it worked. If you're not seeing this, I probably edited it out. Let's see. Okay, it hit something, so I might have to adjust it a little, but that works. All right, I think I have it adjusted. I'm going to put you guys here. I'm going to push my little button for 2 seconds. Let's go see what we got. Let's see, we're in the ballpark here. So, look at that. Now, this isn't a real license plate. It's just one we threw on there. So, we now have tail lights. We now have a license plate. In the long run, when he does the stereo, we may try to add like a little camera, like we did to the Pontiac here. We got to work that out. He's got to decide what his entertainment center looks like and where all that goes, and then what camera, so we'll know, or so we'll have the wires to run. So we'll, you know, that could still happen in process. Definitely something he's thought about. And yeah, so up there you can see I've got a fuse for B plus and a fuse for ignition, and here's my notes about them. So this fuse, which is going to be a 10 amp, is going to be the license flipper ignition. This fuse, which is also going to be a 10 amp, is going to be B plus for the license flipper. So when you look, now remember this is upside down, so we're talking this contact and 101. So 50 and 101 are what we're talking about there. So that's where I've got my little jumpers into to test it. So now we know the brake lights and tail lights in the back work, and we know the license plate flipper works. Can't really do a whole lot about the fuel pump or anything. There's no fuel in there, and you don't run those empty. But you know, we'll get there, and then you'll see I've got my note so that the next time it's on the lift we can monkey with that. But that looks pretty cool, you know. Now, to put it away properly, see, if I turn it off right now, boom, it just is going to stay there. So if I take the gray one away and turn her back on, see, now it's hooked back up to the battery and it folded and put it away. So that's pretty neat. Pretty happy with that. Alright, okay. Just got done terminating the courtesy light for the interior guy. So this gives him a courtesy ground point. You ground that, all the courtesy lights turn on. And of course his courtesy feed. So the next thing I want to work out is these two wires for the seats. Have not figured out the EL stuff. I've got to learn about that a little bit, but those drivers are probably going to be up under the dash somewhere. So I'm not sure how we want to turn those on yet, but I've still got that ground wire and that courtesy light to hook up, so I can still pull that forward if I have to. That's just the one so that if they do build a console here and they want to light in the back, or if they decide they want to light up off the bar or something, he's got a real easy spot to just tap in and grab that. So try to help the next guy you know is working on something. It saves everybody a lot of hassle. And just like that, another day has passed. Don't know where that went. So we now have bundled those guys up. Bundled those up because what we're doing here is, just like you see in modern cars, this will be under the carpet and then will come up under the seat, and then this is the power seat connector, and that's the seat heater connector. The other end of the seat heater right now is this green wire, but I will get that on a fuse. Had not originally planned for it, so we will get it there. Napkin says I actually could have hooked all of them up to the same source, but we have fuses. Let's separate them out. We're just never going to steady state draw 20 amps. So got the same over here. So we've got a nice connector for each of those. I pointed this out a couple hours ago that we got that guy. Obviously cabling running all the way back into the hole down there. Oh, grab my light so I can charge it. But no, I know it looks like I'm jumping around, but really what I've been doing, because the last area inside the car will be right behind the dash before it goes in, because putting it in sucks. So up to that point, I want to go through the harness, find problems. Kind of like I still have to hook up the neutral safety switch, solve the problem. Had to figure out the tail lights and the license flipper. We got those run. We got that solved. I'm very happy. So, probably the next thing I'm going to work out is the heater stuff and the courtesy lights. Finish wiring those. Then from there, because remember, this is where we extended that stepper motor for the heater valve. So we've got, because we ran it all the way around the whole car. So we've got to take care of that, get that solved. The other thing we've got to do is go ahead and get this box mounted and finalize where this is going to go and get the GPS mounted. Once this is mounted, that makes the instrument cluster simple. I've got half of the ignition stuff sorted. The light harness is sorted, so at some point I got to put the actual stuff on. This is started but not finished, So I got to build a connector for that and get it its power feed. Yeah, once the heater's done, the wipers are done, the lights, the ignition, and we have the instrument cluster and its GPS. I've still got to solve this problem. I'm just going to lay a connector here for all the powers and stuff for the stereo system. Then I can move into the engine bay. I will build up the headlights. Once the headlights are built up, we will find a horn and get that hooked up, because I do have a wire for that. And then we will finish laying in the holly harness for the sniper system. Once that's done, get the fans wired, get all that up in there. I mean, you know, I know that I make it sound so simple, but it really isn't that complicated. It's just, this is not the easiest car in the world to work on, not by any stretch of the imagination. So, you know, everything takes a little longer. But there, I actually got quite a bit done this holiday. Unfortunately, gotta go back to work soon. So, I think that's going to wrap up the Henry J for the Christmas vacation. So, at this point, thanks for watching. Just remember, ShopRex always says, safety first.